Yeah.
Okay.
T-minus 50 seconds. T-minus 40 seconds. T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Never really right time mode Fuse getting in the fight, I might lose. Never really have to foul nice boobs. Hoping I'll keep walking 9 nights soon. Picking up the mic to spike my views. Keep it kinda light, oh like high cues. I'ma take the night to write my news. What's the height I wanna strike my noose? You were never really gonna understand this, why I gotta write a symphony. I'm just making use of what I know, so I'm guessing I prefer to do it rhythmically. But I never really seem to get it right. The imperfectionist is just a kid in me. Yeah, I struggle as an artist, I'm the face of definition. What's the epitome? And I've
Hello, I am Wolf from wolfvairrecords with Wolf Podcasts, Wolf Talk. I am here with Roc Brown from State to State Hip Hop. How are you doing today?
Man, I'm pretty good. Thank you for having me on. For sure.
So, first of all, how did you start State to State Hip Hop?
All right, right on. All right, so we are a battle rap. We're just a hip hop platform. We started out podcasting. I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri. I live in Texas now. And one of my longtime friends, Sleep Jones, Sleep Osaki now, he's changed his name. And so we started podcasting about battle rap, doing blogs about battle rap. And he called me one day and he was like, man, we should call it State to State Hip Hop because I'm in Texas, he's in Missouri, you know what I'm saying? And we're blogging about hip hop. And so I said, you know what, man, that's one of the greatest names that you've come up with, you know what I mean? And so I said, yeah, let's run it, And so we started State to State in 2019. Obviously, COVID hit.
Right.
Later that year, beginning of 2020. And our first live event, because we were doing all the blogging and things like that, and then we wanted to get into ciphers because we're rappers at heart as well. And so we started our first cipher in April of 2019. And then battle rap, I've been just a fan of battle rap forever. And so eventually we were looking at the climate of battle rap and everything, and it just kind of turned into something that it wasn't a lot of names. It wasn't a lot of good battles going on. It wasn't a lot of things that interest me and my peers. And so me and Sleep decided to go to Houston to a battle rap event from URL, which was Gnome 9, Averb versus Lux. And when I say that energy was electric, I said, you know what? I'm ready to throw some battles. And so we threw our first battle event in November of 2019.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it took us 4 months to do our first cipher, and then 11 to do our first battle rap event, and it was a huge success, definitely.
That's awesome.
And so that's how we got into State to State Hip Hop. So it came about, for sure.
So you guys still doing it?
Yeah, definitely. We actually just that flyer that you have on there, that was our last event. We just had that July 6th. Bad News came out, which is a pretty prevalent battle rapper in the culture, and he battled a guy named Op Gutter, which is one of our new guys. He's been battling for about 2 years now, so he's one of our newer guys, but he's creating a lot of noise right now. And so That was our main event for that card. It turned out a pretty good card.
And that's kind of funny because you had brought up that picture that I put on here, and I actually thought it was a movie.
And that's
It looks
that's
like a
actually
movie
what I was
poster.
going for. And that's actually what I was going for. It's funny to say that. So, you know, I'm a scary movie buff. I like scary movies. I like horror movies, things like that.
So do
And
I.
right on. And so for this event, I wanted to give it kind of a horror feel. I wanted to give it that type of energy. And so we called this event No Exit. And we originally used No Exit because we were going to throw an event where none of the battles were going to come out. So you actually had to be in the building to see the event. You know what I mean? And so we was going to call that No Exit because none of these battles will exit this building, you know?
Right.
The battle that we were going to throw for that one, you know, they've kind of moved on two different paths. So we didn't throw that battle. And so this was kind of a perfect time for us to come out with this No Exit event. So my flyer guy said, hey man, I want this to look like a movie poster. And that's what he did. And so that's kind of cool that you said that. So he did his job. He understood the assignment. For sure.
So when you said you had it already?
Yeah, July 6th was when we had the
July
event. Yeah, because I know we spoke before, and I know that, man, totally, I'm glad you hit me up because I was like, man, I knew I had a interview coming up, and I thought this was going to be in person. You know what I mean? And so this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. So I'm glad I get to actually talk about this.
So when's your next one?
When is our next event? Matter of fact, we're in the works right now of doing a 2-on-2 tournament. And that will take place September.
September?
Mm-hmm. September. And that this is going to be something that's never been done before in battle rap. You've had 2-on-2 events, but you haven't had a 2-on-2 tournament. You know what I mean? And so this is going to be something for the books. We're going to kind of shift the culture with this one. Definitely going to shift the culture with this one because this is going to be a fun one because it's not going to be what everybody thinks. And so I'm gonna just, you know, I got to keep it under wraps what's going on with it. But
right, and I totally get it. Yeah, don't put it out there yet.
Yeah, definitely. But it's called Everybody Ops. We will be coming with our first date, which will be our draft day. And we're calling it Everybody Ops Draft Day because all the teams that want to participate in this tournament will have to show up to this ceremony, and they will enter their team names into the drawing, and then we'll pick 8 names right then and there at a designated time, and then we'll match up the opponents right then and there. And
wow.
And so they'll have their face-offs right then and there as well, and then they'll have 2 to 3 weeks to write their rounds, and then we'll start our tournament.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to this one because this is something different, something at a bigger scale. Shout out to Mr. 9 to 5, one of our sponsors on this event. Our pot on this event is starting at $2,500.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And so the winner of this event will get $2,500. So what it starts, let's say that it's starting at $2,500. By the end of 5 events, you know, it may be way bigger.
Yeah, it all depends on who shows up.
Definitely. Well, not even who shows up, but we will have like we will have an account or a way for the consumers and the fans to be able to put into a pot as well. Like at our events, we'll have maybe like a tip jar or some way, a cash app up there, some way that the fans can put in and add to the pot for these MCs. That's
what I was saying.
Yeah. So it's definitely, the culture is definitely showing up for this one, you know, and I appreciate all of them for this. So shout out Mr. 9 to 5 LT for sure.
Now you said what part of Texas you from?
I'm staying in Abilene, Texas, Central Texas.
Central Texas.
Right now. Yeah. So I moved out here 2009, and I moved back to St. Louis around 2015. Stayed there for another 3 years. Then I came back. Yeah. So
So
and
you went back
so
to
yeah, went back to Texas for sure. I'm an oil field baby now. You know what I mean? And what's kind of cool about that though is that we also have gotten a lot of Texas artists that's on our roster as well. And so I've been able to kind of be that bridge from the South to the Midwest and, and state to state, hence, right? And been able to bring more viewership, more, just a bigger, broader audience. And we don't just do battle rap. See, we do poetry, we do comedy, the ciphers, like we said. We have also a podcast. We had a podcast like What's Happening. We have one called Trippy Live right now. And so we're doing a lot of different things that just highlights these aspects of culture, you know. And so that's why, you know, we are state to state hip hop. Even though battle rap is our bread and butter, you know, we put on for all. What I like to call them is the spoken arts. You know what I mean? Nothing with
That's awesome.
yeah, no music or anything like that. Because I really feel like when you know when you're doing acapella material, it just hits harder for some reason. I don't know.
Right.
Even though music
The Boys to
does
Men.
so. You said what now?
Boys to Men.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, definitely, yeah, definitely, yeah. You know what I mean? That scat type of singing, definitely.
So what got you interested in doing this?
And to well, I'm just a student of hip hop, you know, and battle rappers are the best lyricists in the world. All right. And so we're talking about MCs that have to learn 15 minutes of material, maybe every month, maybe every couple weeks. You know, I know a guy named KD, you know, he's had 6 battles in 1 month. You know, that's a lot of material to remember, let
Right.
alone be potent enough for people wanting to keep booking you because you're putting on a good show, you know. And
Right.
so I just really feel like just the lyricism, the work ethic, you know, it's unmatched. It's unmatched in battle rap. And you know, have you watched battle rap or
Mm-hmm.
have you seen
Mm-hmm.
much? Oh yeah, okay. So you're familiar, a little familiar.
Yes. Yes.
So what
I
do
am.
you?
Go ahead.
So who is a battle rapper you follow?
I haven't really got into it much. That's something that we're gonna have to talk off the
Right on,
interview.
right on. Okay. Well, definitely. I definitely implore you to, you know, get locked in. I have a battle. Like I said, we just dropped the battle. It's at almost 14,000 views in 5 days. And so he's really pushing numbers. It's Op Gutter versus Bad News. Very good production. One of our best produced events that we've thrown thus far. Shout out to Tower Studio. Shout out to KG. They really put the camera work and the sound, the audio into our production, and it turned out phenomenal. And then the artists too, I've got in Bad News. I appreciate them, Scope, for being the host and keeping everybody in line. You know, um, they just really put on a good production for us. And so, you know, we provided a stage and they showed out for sure. So I definitely implore you to go watch that.
So, other than you doing battle raps and stuff like that, do you sing as well?
I actually I do music, yes. Um I've reached a point in I guess the musical career that I'm not making music to be famous or you know, I'm trying to make a dollar or anything. If I make a dollar, that's fine. You know, I prefer a couple dollars off the music, you know, off the art. But you know, I have something to say, and so I don't make a lot of music anymore like I used to. But when I do make music, I feel like it's something that needs to be heard, and so I put it out. Like I got a song called "Let's Be Brief," out right now on all streaming platforms, and I just dropped this a few months ago. And it's just, you know, it's something to say, man. It's talking to our youth. It's talking to our the duality of woman and man. You know what I mean? That you deal with on an everyday basis, and that's what I like my music to kind of portray. Just the duality of life. You know, you got the good and the bad, and you know, it builds you and makes you who you are.
Right.
And so, you know, that, you know, I'm not a judgmental person, and I try to portray that in my music because everybody has a story to tell, and everybody led up to the person they are today, you know. And so,
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, so I definitely like to keep that in mind when I make my music, because I like my music to represent who I am, you know what I mean, and give it to the people. So definitely. So yeah, Roc Brown. Let's Be Brief on all platforms. Check it out.
So how can everybody get a hold of you if they want to do
Anything. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, but yeah, down to do anything, you know, anything entertainment wise. You know, I read books a lot. You know, I would love to start a book club, you know, state to state book club. I think that would be pretty legit. But yeah, a little bit of anything, man. Battle rappers, MCs. I got a guy named Hazy P that's on our team, and he's like our music department. And he puts a lot of events together in St. Louis, which he had an event that just passed called Music and Ink, where he had tattoo artists in the building tattooing, had performances in the building. It was a pretty live event. This was the second one because this was kind of like a beach party. This one, so with that being said, you know, state to state hip hop on all platforms, or Roc Brown on all platforms. You know what I mean? Simple and plain. And number 2, state to state hip hop with the number 2 in the middle. For sure.
And definitely Roc ROC. Brown.
Yeah, ROC. Sure, no K, ROC, right on. I appreciate that. Well, definitely, I appreciate you having me on. I also would like to drop a little, since you're from Ohio, because we was talking about this off cam. There is a league out there. Shout out to House Party. There's a league out there called Full Effect Battle League, FEBL. They're out of Cincinnati. We're in talks right now. We're getting busy with them on a card coming to St. Louis. They want to invade St. Louis. So definitely look out for Knee, Black Ranger, I believe, and House Party, and Mello Vay. Shout out to Mello Vay. Mello Vay is the owner over there at FEBL. So if you're in the battle rap, man, definitely tap in with them in the Cincinnati, Ohio area. I think they're gonna have something nice coming up. I mean, we probably gonna smoke them guys when they come up here to St. Louis. But listen, it's okay. You know what I mean? Battle rap, it is what it is. I got some hungry MCs over here, so
Right.
definitely be fun. So shout out to them.
Well, thank you so much for joining. We'll definitely have to keep in touch.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely would like to get people. Like I said, I love this right here. You know what I mean? And this is our first time vibing right now, and I like it. You know what I mean? And I like to continue to keep you in the loop of what's going on out here, and vice versa.
Absolutely. So stick around when we get off of here, and then we'll talk a little bit more.
Okay, till 4.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining. This is Wolf Talk. I'm Wolf, and thanks for joining me, Roc Brown, from State to State Hip Hop.
Good. We out. Love.